Hey, what's up guys? I hope you're having a great day and that this video will make it even better. But anyways, what we'll be doing today is something that I've never really done or even talked about on this channel, which is a bit of game theory. Now, don't worry, Matt Pat, your channel is fine with 12 million subscribers, and just remember that as of making this video, I have 25 subscribers, so I'm absolutely no threat, and that you haven't uploaded a Fortnite related game theory video in just under 7 months, so I think it's okay if I step in to try and piece together the Fortnite Chapter 2 storylines so far. So I think that should be just enough self-justification for us to hop right into it. So just before I start off with the bunch of information we're going to need to process to start actually theorizing, I'd like to say that these are obviously just assumptions and estimations predominantly based on this season's loading screens, but also a bit of speculation and guesses on what this might lead to, whether it's at the end of the season or in several seasons' time. I'd also like to add that if in the coming months we find out that any of these theories mentioned in the video are true, then you owe me a Mars bar. How about that? Lastly, if you have any of your own theories or suggestions that you think might become reality in Fortnite sooner or later, then make sure to comment them down below, as I will be making a video at the end of Chapter 2 Season 1 featuring all of your theories. But anyways, to start off with, we need to go right back, even further than the very beginning of Chapter 2, and look at the end of Chapter 1 Season X, or 10, I'm not really sure. To be honest, that was like one of the biggest mysteries of Season 10, or X. It was how to pronounce the name of the season. Regardless of the pronunciation side of things, though, I'm sure you guys remember the massive event that ended Chapter 1, with the meteor smashing into the Nexus Orb, obliterating the entire map, and apparently creating enough energy to cause a freaking black hole, which we all stared at googly-eyed for 2 days straight, waiting for something to happen. Luckily for us players though, even though we were scattered into the air by the sheer blast power of the collision, we were all able to hop onto the battle bus and begin our journey away from the now ruined map. I'm also going to put it out there that it's most likely that, based off of the last stop loading screen, Skull Trooper, Jonesy, Ramirez, Cuddle Team Leader, Beach Bomber, so therefore Bright Bomber, and Bonesy, one of the first ever pets, were killed in this event. Slightly less noticeable, but Drift's hand can be seen on Beach Bomber's shoulder with his signature glove, so that puts a nail in the coffin on our favourite character transported to the map from the Earth and his romance with Bright Bomber. These were all fan favourite skins, although much less so for Bonesy, and we will miss them a lot, that's for sure. Moving on, it's probably a good time to analyse the trailer. So we first off get the awesome cameo zooming out from the black hole until an entire galaxy is in view, obviously indicating that this new map is pretty far away. And we get our glimpse at the new protagonists in the storyline: Turk, the leader of the squad, most likely; Journey, the wild mountain hiker; Ripley, the man made purely out of slurp juice and the meme of the season; and 8-Ball, a mysterious guy who reminds me of Genji from Overwatch. We also see an originally assumed nuclear power plant, but we'll talk about that later, polluting the water, which I think was a good play on Epic Games' part, what with all the environmental issues currently being addressed. And the last relevant part of the trailer is the battle bus arriving at this new world. For the squad, this is pretty bad news, as the currently calm, if not a bit polluted, world they lived in was going to become a bloodbath for millions of players every day. But that's not too relevant for the storyline. I think it was just to indicate that, they'd arrived and they were ready to do some fighting. Now we're going to take a look at the loading screens, starting off with the Week 1 New World loading screen. As we can see, not much to indicate storyline, which is the same for Week 2's open water loading screen, but it's from Week 3 that things get juicy. blue coloured juice to be exact. We now understand the totally not obvious origins of our blobby blue friend Ripley, created from the waste generated by the Slurp factory. It's from week 4 that things get a little dicey, as we're going to have to somehow explain the twin skins of our 4 current protagonists called Riptide, Hazard, Sludge, and Scratch. I think for now we're just going to stick with the sort of parallel universes combined into one theory, but I'll most likely elaborate or change that in an upcoming video. As we can see here, the 4 twin skins are doing some dirty deals at Dirty Docks with the weird massive mouth that eats frog skin, whose name I can never remember, presumably to attack the good squad. Even though I don't like him, I'm so glad that Epic decided to start adding story relevant skins to the item shop like they did back in the Season 4 especially. Week 5 though has to be one of the hardest to explain, as it could have 2 entirely different meanings, so I'm going to go over both and you guys can tell me which you think is more accurate. The first, most likely, is that the team has found out only about 8 Ball's twin skin, so therefore they might be thinking he's a traitor, explaining the concerned look on Remedy's face, the new member of their team. However, her look also could be interpreted completely differently as a sympathetic one, as the team may have identified Scratch as their most dangerous enemy by reading the intel they have on him, so 8 Ball is going to fight him, presumably to the death, which is pretty grim for him, so he's looking out at the horizon like in most films they do when they're about to do something heroic. Yeah, cliche, but it's cool. Week 6 shows us Ripley and Cameo hiding from Toxin and her army of sludges in Frenzy Farm. It's possible that Ripley was separated from the group at one point between week 3, which is probably just a flashback, and week 5. How Toxin has an army of sludges will be explained in my next theory video, but then, whoa, we got the week 7 loading screen, which is my favourite and again reminds me of Genji and Hanzo's showdown in Overwatch. But as we can see, they're fighting, and we don't know what the outcome is, as neither skin features in any other loading screens following this one. Week 8 is where I think I was able to piece together a lot of things, starting with the fact that Ripley and Cameo, despite their best efforts to hide, were captured by Toxin and her sludges. It kind of makes sense that this loading screen is the defining moment in a successful rescue plan. It just seems so unlikely that Cameo and Ripley were able to make it all the way from Frenzy Farm to the Ego base from week 5, and that to get to Slurpy Swamp they decide to pass straight under Toxin and Co, with Cameo in a stuntwoman's position and Ripley struggling to hang on. I think it's more likely that Cameo and Ripley jumped off the dam as the team passed under it, getting away from the bad guys. But week 9 is extremely hit or miss, as it's the most recent storyline loading screen as of Tuesday 24th of December 2019, but I'll do my best. It features the skin Chaos Agent, who I believe is sort of the head of the bad team, evaluating what they've been doing and the such. On different screens we can see the Sludges, this season's mystery skin, Dirty Docks, another indicator that he might be the head of the bad team, as well as Kevin, who I'll talk about in the next theory video, and Big Chuggus. I'm not sure if he was the bad team's making or the protagonist's last-ditch attempt to defeat Toxin. As he is fueled by Slurp, it again explains why Toxin was heading towards Slurpy and the team too, but I can't draw an immediate conclusion on who sort of created him or who sort of hired him. But there you go, that is, at least to my knowledge, the entire chapter 2 storyline so far, and as I've already said, I'll be making a video soon covering more theories, more in detail, and then after I'll be making theories about the general storyline and how it's going to evolve in the next few seasons. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to leave a like, then like. If you want to subscribe, then subscribe, but I won't force you. And make sure to comment, and I'll see you guys next time.